Here we go. Oh! Damn it!
Yeah, I like to keep it mellow. I smoke and keep it mellow. I drink and keep it mellow. Every day I keep it
Good morning. Welcome to today's full day of eating. If it fits your macros style. Like I said last video, if you watched my grocery haul video, I'm gonna show you guys how I prepared all that food I bought and how I'm gonna be eating it, proportioning it out, tracking everything. So hope you guys enjoy today's video. Let's get meal number 1 started. Alright, so before we get started, let me show you guys something real quick. Here's a calendar. So as you can see, we started our diet on the 22nd. That was my starting weight, 168.7 in the morning. Now I track my weight in the morning right after I use the bathroom every day to keep it consistent. As you can see, it was 167.8 by Friday, 167, 167, 166. So for March, 166.2, 166.8, 165.7. As you can see, I've already lost about 3 pounds in about 2 weeks, or a week and a half, which is way too fast. I don't want to be losing weight that quick. I'm gonna up my calories today, show you guys how I do that. But this is just how I keep track of my diet and make sure I'm losing weight at a steady pace, because you don't want to lose weight too quick because you'll lose muscle mass, but you want to obviously progress. And if you have questions on how I'm tracking all my food, I am using MyFitnessPal. If you guys don't know what that is or have never seen it, don't know how to use it, I have a couple videos on how to track your macros with MyFitnessPal. It's in the Education with Ethan playlist, so go ahead and check that out. Okay, so these are my current macros. Now keep in mind, everything that I enter is not 100% correct because I'm not really worried about being 100% correct. I want to live a relatively stress-free lifestyle as much as I can with the school and dieting, so these are not exact numbers, but just kind of a ballpark of what I'm shooting for. So my carbs are about 164, that's what I had, but just taking into account like the sauces I used on my meats and the vegetables I ate, it was probably roughly around 170 to 180 grams of carbs. The fats, I'm pretty certain are pretty accurate, about 38 grams. And protein, I'm also pretty sure this is more accurate than the carbs at 207 grams. So my current weight, like you saw, is 165. You always want to be eating a little bit more than your body weight in protein while you're cutting to preserve that muscle mass. So these are my macros that I try to hit, and I will probably stay at these for a while. So these macros are actually really low compared to what I dieted with last year. But the thing is, I didn't realize how much I don't do anything now. Last year when I was dieting, I was working at a hospital. I was walking about 4 to even 10 miles a day sometimes just around the ER. And I was expending a lot of energy doing that. Not only was I walking around a lot, I was lifting patients, putting them back down, making sure they didn't fall over, all that good stuff. So I consumed way more energy than I do now. So now I just sit down and study all day unless I go to the gym. That's my only big main energy expenditure, so that's why my macros are really low. And I don't feel like I'm starving or anything either, just because I'm not really burning anything. Alright, meal number 1, 3 eggs, 3 whole eggs, that's it. I cooked them over easy, well, tried, they're kind of hard now. It doesn't really matter how you cook them, but that's just the way I like them. I used a non-stick spray instead of olive oil, just so you don't have to count those fat calories. And then I have a cup of coffee, which I also do not count because the calories are so minimal. So I'm gonna eat this, study, and I'll see you guys at the next meal. Oh man, just got a big package from Ghost. Super excited. I will show this on the next video probably. So now it's time for meal number 2. What I'm going to have are purple sweet potatoes. They don't have to be purple sweet potatoes, they can be any sweet potato that you want. And I'm also going to have this marinated beef, these beef kebabs I made yesterday. It's just beef, tomato, cherry tomatoes, and onions. I marinated it with garlic powder, black pepper, soy sauce, and Diet 7-Up to keep the calories low. If you guys want the recipe, I can make a whole video on this later, but it's super flavorful, really good. And the beef is, it's like a thin cut sirloin tip. So the macros are something like, I believe it's 24 grams of protein and 3.5 grams of fat, 0 carbs for 4 ounces. So pretty good. It's about $4 to $5 a pound, which is kind of comparable to very lean ground beef. Like if you buy a 93.7 ground beef, that's obviously a little bit cheaper, but I'm just really tired of ground beef, so I'm doing thin cut sirloin. I'm gonna measure out the proportions that I have here and then show you guys macros for that meal. Okay, so right here I have 235 grams of purple sweet potato. So now we're gonna add the beef onto the plates. And I'm gonna do like about 5.5 ounces of beef. So that right there is 3.6. And I'm not counting the vegetables just because they're not really macronutrient dense. So that's about 5.8, you can see. That's about 5.8 ounces. So give or take 0.3 ounces for the onions and tomatoes in there. Then I'm gonna microwave this for another minute. All right, there is the final product. Kind of cracked open that potato so you can see just how purple that is. Then we have this, you can see the beef a little bit better there, really thin cut. I just finished all my potatoes, so I'm gonna show you guys how I make them. The whole key with this dieting and balancing a ton of school is just really prepping in advance and making all your food ahead of time. So that's why I'm gonna make a bunch of sweet potatoes right now. That's why I already had all these kebabs pre-made. I have beef here and I also made chicken. So it's just really staying organized, knowing what you need, what you're gonna eat for the day, and just always having a plan. And that way it makes it so much easier to execute and stay on your diet and stay successful in your school or job or whatever you're very busy with in your life. So always plan ahead, make things in bulk when you can, and that's just how you do it. All right guys, we're here, got my sweet potatoes. So all I'm gonna do is run these under cold water and wash them, make sure they're nice and clean. And then I'm going to take this knife here and just poke them a couple times, jab them, wrap them up in this foil that I have right here. Just seal them really tight, wrap them up really tight, and then I'm gonna throw them in the oven for about 425 degrees Fahrenheit, and then cook that for about 1 to 2 hours, just depending on how soft they are. I should be able to stick this knife all the way through and pull it out really easily without any effort, and that's when I know they're cooked. All right guys, there it is. Super easy, all wrapped up. I'm gonna throw these in the oven now, and they should be done in a couple hours. Just got this package in from my dad. All right, check it out. It's a little drone. All right, this is it. Here's the camera, if you can see that. Here's the arms. Just like the DJI Mavic Pro, except this is $40. We'll see how it works. All right, here's the drone. Take off in 3, 2, 1. Oh, maybe not. Here we go. Oh! Damn it! Well, I lost my drone somewhere up there. And security can't get it. Looks like I'm out of luck. Alright, so here is meal number 3. This is the chicken that I was talking about. It's just chicken breast cut, well, that's a tomato. It's just chicken breasts like chopped up into cubes with non-fat, plain Greek yogurt. Let me show you that. So here's the macros for the yogurt that I used on the chicken. It's 0 grams fat, 9 grams of carbs, and 23 grams of protein. I just used a cup of this, and then I covered probably about like close to 3 pounds of chicken with it. And then I used olive oil, like 2 tablespoons of olive oil, garlic, paprika, cumin, cinnamon, and lemon. For the most part, it does add calories to the chicken, but I'm just kind of neglecting it because it's not like, it's 9 grams of carbs and 23 grams of protein for all 3 pounds of chicken, so it's not a ton. But anyways, I'm gonna eat this. It's just 3 ounces because I'm kind of hungry. And then here's a quick snack too. Dannon Light and Fit toasted coconut vanilla. It's only 80 calories, 12 grams of protein, and 9 grams of carbs. All right, I noticed my carbs are a little bit low, so I'm gonna throw in these garden tomato and basil Quaker rice cakes. This flavor is the best, like seriously the best, highly recommend it. So I'm gonna have 2 of these.
great acceleration of events, but no break in time-space. It's like jumping into an invisible current that just carries you away to another realm, but we had to have all 5 of you.
Just having a little pre-workout here, then we're gonna head to the gym. Alright, I just got back from the gym. It is about 9:30 right now. Towards the end of the day, I like to actually go ahead and put things in and sort of plan out the rest of my macros, just so that way I don't go over on certain things. So after inputting everything, I'm at 164 grams of carbs, 32 grams of fat, and 202 grams of protein. Now I haven't eaten everything yet, but I just put everything in so that way I could plan out the rest of my macros. So that's going to involve 2 scoops of protein. I'm almost done with one as my post-workout shake. And then I'm going to have 1 serving of Halo Top, 1 cup of strawberries, and then another protein shake, and I'll probably put some spinach and a whole cup of milk in there. All right, here's meal number 6, I think. Cup of strawberries, and then 1 serving of this Halo Top oatmeal cookie. This is definitely my new favorite flavor of Halo Top. So give this a try if you haven't. All right, last meal of the day. It's about 11:30 or so. Scoop of Ghost Whey. This is the chocolate milk flavor. Really, really good. Just as good as the cereal milk, actually. Highly recommend it. So we're gonna do a full cup of Fairlife skim milk. And I actually measure it out on my scale. A cup is equal to 240 mils, so I'll just do that. Full cup of milk. Typically do a handful of spinach. I calculated this one time and it was like a gram of carbs, or like 0.5 grams of carbs. So I don't really include it just because it's so minuscule that it doesn't really affect my macros. Throw in a little bit more. Then scoop away. And a couple ice cubes. Alright, so that's gonna be it for today's full day of eating. This will finish off my macros. I hope that all made sense to you guys in terms of how I'm keeping track of my food and how this is going to make me lose weight. Look at that. Look at her. What are you doing? I have my macros situated at about I'd say maybe 200 to 300 calories less than my total daily energy expenditure. So that way I can actually lose weight. You have to be in a caloric deficit to lose weight. So that's why my macros are the way they are. Okay, so one last time. My current macros are about 170 to 175 grams of carbs, about 32 grams of fat, and I usually hit about 200 grams of protein. That's what I'm dieting on right now. You can try these macros, but like I said, these work for me and my lifestyle. They may not work for you, so it's best to just calculate your own macros. But yeah, this is my macros at the end of the day, and hope you guys enjoyed the video.